Hello everyone, welcome back to the Hollow Knight All Skills Tournament. This is round 5, this is the final round of the group stage, and these guys are both 3-1. This is going to be Sour Cream Supreme versus Muri. Both these guys really good runners. Sour with a pretty recent PB actually of a 50-29, which puts him at 5th on the leaderboard, and Muri with an unsubmitted PB of a 50-38, so only 9 seconds behind Sour, actually a couple places behind. Muri would be 8th on the leaderboard, again, if they had submitted the PBs, but should be a really awesome race today, and I am Palm commentating alongside Zero.
Hey, what's up?
So we are on the hour now. Looks like they're both ready. Do you want to count them down in chat?
Yeah, I will do that.
Cool. So we should get started in just a sec here. Obviously there's going to be stream delay per usual, but I, for one, am really hyped for this race. I was talking about it before we actually hopped on comms here, but I really hope there's not like, I know I'm going to curse it just by saying this, right? But I really hope there's not like a death to Hornet and Green Path or something like that, or like someone misses E-Pogo or Mantis Pogo and has to go around. Because I mean, by all means, this race should be incredible from start to finish. I wouldn't even be surprised to see 2 51s or maybe even a 50 in there.
That is definitely gonna curse one of them.
Oh yeah, I'm 100% cursing them. Hopefully, here's the thing, right? If I talk about it enough, hopefully I curse both of them and it's still a close race, right? That's the real
Oh
strat.
yeah, that's a good tip actually. I like that.
No, that's the idea. So they have been counted down. Again, just a little bit of stream delay and we'll see them off. I don't really know what to say. There's no clear favorites here. There's no, who do you think will pull out really ahead? Can someone stay in pace? I mean, I feel like, I don't know about your opinion here, but I feel like this is like a 50-50 between either of them winning this.
Yeah. I really don't know either.
Yeah, it's probably, I mean, for me at least, one of the first races that I'm viewing where I don't even have a guess, right? Like, I wouldn't even take a bet on who's going to win this race. Which, dude, I'm hyped. It's like 6 a.m. I've been up for a while now. I'm so hyped. And of course I lost the race stream.
I feel like we must have like woken up at the same time, except I'm like 6 hours ahead.
Except it's normal for you, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
I woke up at like 10 p.m. my time. I might have woken up before you, actually. Just cursed. Yeah, my sleep schedule has been like wake up at 10 p.m. go to bed at like 2 p.m. Which I'm sure my work is real happy about that one. Anyway, regardless of my sleep schedule, these guys are off. Muri with a bit of a fumble during King's Pass. This Sour's going to take a 2-second lead with a 51.6. That's a nice KP. But even those 2 seconds shouldn't mean too much. We could see anything from getting hit on the Gruzzer drop to False Knight jumping the wrong way can even that right back up.
Yeah, I think it's actually been fairly common to see people messing up a bit in KP just because it's actually quite a tight movement section and there's a lot of stress right on the moment that you press go.
Mm-hmm.
So just like the first room is a bit of you mess up a jump or two, but it's very easy to recover that composure through the first couple splits.
Mm-hmm. And I think on top of that, in addition to what you said, also like people are used to doing super tight King's Passes. Like people are used to trying to do it really optimally, because if they don't, they can just reset. Sour missing double spike. It actually looked good to me. Muri goes for bottom plat and gets it. So even that, right? That can even it up, kind of. Muri's actually still 3 seconds behind. That's surprising to me. Did he get hit on Gruzzer?
Yeah, he got hit actually.
Yeah, okay.
And he got hit to the side in a way so he couldn't, immediately recover it.
Yeah. Well, I said getting hit on Gruzzer drop could even it up. That's not really exactly what I meant. So about 3 seconds, still nothing to be too worried about. Muri even has a slight lead in Geo at 12-10. Again, probably not going to make too much of a difference in the long run. While they're going through the end of King's Pass, yeah, Crossroads here, we can talk about the standings and what this means for the standings. So both these guys, as we mentioned, are 3-1, and this is the last round. So they're either going to be 4-1 or 3-2. If you're 4-1 after all 5 rounds, you automatically make the bracket stage. So the winner of this will automatically be in the tournament phase, if you will. And the loser will be 3-2. About half, give or take, don't quote me on this, of the people that are 3-2 are going to make it into the tournament stage. So there is quite a lot on the line here. Win guarantees you entry, and a loss, you know, maybe you'll get in.
Yeah, the tiebreaker, the first tiebreaker is the percentage of it's the percentage of wins that your opponents have, basically. So it's like a strength of your opponents, a measurement of that. And I think both of these players have pretty high onset win percentage. So it could be that they both qualify regardless, but it could also be that whichever one loses might have to do like a tiebreaker match or something.
Yeah, or even
it's a bit open at the moment.
Or even if they both qualify, the loser of this match will obviously have a much worse seed coming into the tournament phase.
Yeah, definitely, that's a good point actually.
Muri with kind of a suboptimal crossroads. The VS split would probably be like 336, I imagine, which is pretty poor these days. Some nerves, especially at the end of the False Knight arena. You saw him trying to fall off the platform a couple times, actually, missing some upswings above the gate. Nothing to be too worried about unless those nerves continue, so you can monitor him from now on.
Yeah, definitely. It's not so bad at this point because it's still only a few seconds difference between them. But those kind of fumbles later on in the run could lead to a 10-20 second time loss. If it's like, for example, fumbling Umu one cycle.
Yeah, exactly. I do agree. It's less about the time loss now and more about kind of possible implications, I guess. But it looks like Muri got the better of the Baldur's Spits, so that's something for him.
You gotta love RNG just equalizing things for us.
Yeah, especially after the Gruzzer drop too. Muri earned his Baldur's Spit. Either way, it's about a 1 second difference. I don't expect to see too much of a gap to appear between these guys through really all of Green Path and all of Fungal. The exception to that could be Fireball skips if they miss those, but I really don't expect it. And in Fungal, there's obviously Explosion Pogo and Mantis Pogo.
Yeah, Mantis Claw is typically a very consistent split for top players. But there's always, in the back of your mind, there's a chance to fail those two tricks there.
Yep. And fortunately for the runners, the first Fireball skip, they both with one Fireball, both looking very clean. So hopefully we'll see that continue. Hopefully a little bit of Murray's nerves, and I could be reading into it a little too much, and maybe Murray's fine. Just his thumb slipped off the... He uses keyboard, doesn't he? His thumb slipped off the spacebar, we'll say. Do people that do keyboard actually use spacebar? I feel like very few people actually use the spacebar.
No, I think that's like a taboo. But you're not allowed to use it. I've heard that.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that is people actually not wanting to use it versus like what you said, it's like a taboo, and the monsters, the axes, the people that have been playing keyboard for a long, long time, been in the community a long time, don't use it, so you kind of tend to copy them.
I mean, also it's a big key, right? So it takes like the force to actuate it is going to be like a bit variant depending on where you push it, and also it's going to be like a bit stronger because it's a big key to press down.
Yeah, that's true. I've never thought about keyboard properly.
Yeah, me neither. I have a thing that I plug in, and I just play the game with it. Yeah, they call it a controller. I don't know.
Controls the character. Seems appropriate.
You're right. They're like neck and neck coming into this run.
Oh yeah, they're like within a second. They both got all the Fireball skips. I think they actually both missed the quick kill, or the double kill, whatever you want to call it, on the Moss Knight. I never have a name for that. Murray's maintained his 2-geo lead though. He's up 137 to 135 ever since Aspen Arena. And Murray's probably going to be ahead here. Sour, you can see getting the worse RNG. The second Moss Knight is too far to the right to do this very quickly, and you can see just how much of a time difference that makes. They were within a second coming in here. We'll see what time they go into the Hornet Arena, but it's probably, I don't know, closer to 5 seconds. 21 for Murray, and what, 25 for Sour?
Yeah, I think it ranges from like a 2 to 4 second time loss, I think, from the bad RNG there. It can be pretty annoying.
Yeah.
Muri getting some bad Hornet patterns though. She jumped all the way across the arena there. Meanwhile, Sour is getting some doubles here.
Yeah, Murray hasn't been getting doubles. He bullied her in the corner for a little bit. Just one nail hit short at the end is really frustrating on Murray's side, and I think Sour did save some time there.
Yeah, that's a very busy screen watching 2 Hornet fights at the same time.
Yeah, it looks like we closed it back to about a 2-second difference. Both just about an 8-minute Hornet, which is good for all skills. I think these guys, again, both these guys with a 50XX probably expect from themselves a sub 8, but in a race setting, it's really hard to to go for that. Very zooming.
Yeah, so this split coming up is actually a really good chance to see a lot of like small movement optimizations. There might be a little bit of variation in strats as well.
Yeah, and this is kind of Murray's split. I know Murray said he really loves the claw split, and of course, as I say that, he hard falls, because I have to curse him. But he has Comsob for this split. He does so much IL practice on this. Yeah, he gets the... What is that? There's a name for that slash. Sour's going for it too, and they both get it, which is really cool.
The Sedic slash.
Sedic, yeah, thank you.
Sour actually messed up the dash on the platform halfway up, and had to like stop his fall halfway down, because he would have hard falled otherwise.
That's a good reaction from him then. I saw Murray fall into that little gap with the Sporg. I've never seen anyone fall in there before. He upslashed. I was scared he was going to hit the actual Sporg.
Oh, wow. Murray almost did Zuma strats and then didn't. Is that faster? There have been some people labbing not doing an infantry drop at all in that room, and it's actually faster to just not do one. Murray's going to do E-Pogo.
Yeah, Murray gets Murray Pogo there, which saves a little bit of time. Sour misses the normal setup, and this is scary because Sour's at 2 HP here, so if he misses it again, it could be detrimental for him. That Sporg does do 2 damage, but he does get it cleanly the second time. So about a 7-second, 8-second time loss.
Oh, unfortunately, Murray misses the lever though, and this is a really awkward situation to back up. He has a fireball. Okay, he didn't need it.
It looks like it'll about even out between Sour and Murray, actually, with Murray missing Mantis Pogo and Sour missing E-Pogo. So we still remain within a couple seconds at Claw.
And again, it's hard to tell how much of this is, are they getting nervous because of the race and its consequences, or are they just making regular mistakes like everyone makes every so often, even the top players?
Mm-hmm. I would guess race. I would guess race just because I feel like, especially Murray's claw. I know Murray's put so much practice into that. Missing the lever and just small things like that dash you just saw him dashing into the wall. That's just not stuff that I expect from him. I mean, or Sour to be fair, but Murray and claw, like I can't imagine him messing up the claw split outside of a race setting.
Yeah, at least he got Muri Pogo, and he's been skimping on it a bit earlier in the tournament, but he showed it off there. I just really love that trick.
Oh yeah,
I really love
so
seeing
cool.
it.
I'm surprised we see it in this race. I would think, if anything, he would go for it in races where he's pretty certain he'll win, or alternatively pretty certain he'll lose, and just, you know, try to show it off. Versus this race where it's going to be really close all the way through. That's
It's possible I might have, you know, bullied him enough to guarantee that he goes for it.
So Sour was 1 second ahead. Sour probably saved a couple seconds just on that Gruzmother kill. Murray had a really rough kill there. Yeah, and it looks like... So again, actually we haven't mentioned this. Nice wall clean from Muri. These guys don't have load normalizer on. They both agreed not to put it on, just because they don't like the slight change in cycles that it causes for some rooms. So we will see a bit of a time difference. As you can see, these guys, I think Sour is actually a couple seconds ahead, but Muri is doing things first on screen, just because Muri's timer is about 5 seconds ahead of Sour's. Fortunately, it looks like their computers are pretty similar. The fact that we're only 5 seconds apart after 11.5 minutes is a good sign. There can definitely be computers that would be between half a minute and a minute apart at this point in the race, which is why we normally use load normalizer, but looking like it shouldn't be too big of an issue.
Yeah, also we haven't talked about... Oh, unfortunate Muri getting the Shade Fireball. That's going to push him even further behind.
Yeah.
We haven't talked about Geo yet because it's been covered in, I think, every race commentary so far. But just as like a quick rundown, they both have over 200 Geo. They're fine. They're perfect right now. They're both going to have enough dash slash running. They do all the Geo collection here correctly.
Muri doesn't go for the Soul Totem that you saw Sour do on the right side of the screen. Is that, like, normal now? Oh, he has a hit from somewhere. Where did Muri get a hit? No, he hit the flying guy. Yeah, he only has one hit. Huh. I would think you'd go for that Soul Totem. It's nice to have 2 hits of Soul coming into the room that they're both going into at the same time now. Just so you can hit this guy once and then Fireball, but Muri gets lucky and they're together anyway, so Muri does get a nail slash Fireball off regardless. He's probably Psychic and see the future.
It's definitely a strange choice. I'm not sure if that's intentional or if he just kind of forgot. It feels weird to not go for that because it's almost free, and it can make the Geo collection in the next room quite a bit easier and faster.
Yeah, I would say it's probably muscle memory from something like any percent or True Ending, or probably a bunch of other categories that I don't know. But I'm pretty sure Muri's been doing a lot of all-skills grinding recently, so it would surprise me to see Muri using muscle memory from another category. Muri missed a double there, so he has to change how he does this room. He had a pretty good plan for that Gorgeous Husk. He was going to kill it on a double. But because he missed one of the doubles, he kind of had to change things, and you saw him completely waste soul at the end. 3 nail hits killing Gorgeous Husk.
Yeah, spacing is very important for VS doubles, especially. Shade Soul doubles are a bit more lenient, but you kind of want Gorgeous Husk to be a certain distance away, or moving away from you when you fire. He just misjudged that a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Do you jump there for Gorgeous Husk, or do you just stay on the ground?
I think I sometimes jump. It's not like a conscious thing at this point.
Yeah, fair.
I just do what works for the moment. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. I just pay attention to it because I've seen people jump and not jump. I'm explaining this over them, just doing excellent hoppers, by the way. But I've always jumped, and I found it easier to get the doubles that way, although you probably do lose just a little bit of time, I'd imagine, from not being on for your dash. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't time things.
Yeah, the hitbox is just like a little fatter towards the middle. So if you're a bit higher up, it makes it a little bit easier. Oh, that's, yeah, another uncharacteristic movement mistake from Muri.
Yeah, we've been seeing a lot of them. Sour is pulling a little bit of a lead here. So Sour was 10 seconds in coming into Kingdom's Edge. My guess is it's now like 12, 13 seconds, something like that. That starts to add up, especially at this level. I mean, Soul Sanctum can erase all of that for sure, but it's gone from kind of, oh, I've just lost 2 seconds in King's Pass to, you know, there's getting to be a quarter of a minute lead here.
Yeah, the thing is, like, the RNG has been different between them, but it's pretty much evened out. Muri messed up Mantis Pogo, and Sour messed up E-Pogo. So they should be pretty even, except Sour's ahead, and Sour's ahead because of tighter movement, basically, right now.
Yeah.
And that is a lot of time to be ahead by, just from tighter movement.
Yeah, I agree. It's surprising to see... Oh, Muri almost fell there. To see this much of a lead just from movement, not really from like any main mistakes we can call out. Just stuff like what you saw at the end of the Great Hoppers. where Muri dashed into the wall and then dashed away from the wall accidentally. Good soul collection from Sour. Really clean going through this room. We'll see how Muri does it. Sour gets the lever first try too. Gets hit once. I used to be scared of getting hit here going into Sanctum. What is happening on Muri's side, dude? Oh no. I tend not to care too much about the damage here anymore. Muri really tried to do something about those Ravas and just could not.
Yeah, it kind of at a certain point you realize that soul actually doesn't matter and everything's fine.
Sorry, messing up the elevator a bit.
Yeah. That's actually very easy to do, to try and like go too early there.
Muri actually elects to heal here. I guess that makes sense to heal while the elevator is going up. He does end up with the elevator above instead of below, which will cost him a small amount of time in the next split after we're coming out of Sanctum. He gets a good
Muri, yeah, actually had a very clean fight there, and Sour really fumbled that. He got hit twice by that the Soul Twister, and he's now. I hope he heals because he's now like low on soul and health at the same time.
It's a stressful position to be in what Sour's in right now, because he's ahead by 15 plus seconds maybe. So like you probably should heal. I think that's the objectively quote unquote best decision. But you really don't want to lose that lead you built up, because 15 seconds can go away really fast, especially if you have to a bad Soul Master RNG or something like that. So it looks like he's electing not to heal yet. We'll see if he heals later, but this elevator would be the time to do it, and it looks like he's not gonna.
Yeah, he might just be worried about his soul and wants to will heal at the door right before Soul Master. That's what I'm expecting.
Yeah. Muri misses a double. Muri misses another Shade Soul. So this fight going very wrong for Muri. You're supposed to only use 2 Shade Souls there. Muri ends up using 4 because 2 of them missed. Or
yeah,
more appropriately.
That's unfortunate. I was kind of hoping that Muri would take a bit of a grab back a bit of that lead here, just because of Sour's unfortunate position at the start of the split. But actually, it looks like he didn't save that time at all, just because of that fight there, the Soul Warrior fight. Everything is so weirdly named in this area. The Soul Warrior fight, yeah, just went really poorly for him.
Yeah, and that's a fight where you just get bad RNG sometimes. They all know what they're doing for that fight. It's a very quick fight optimally. Fortunately for Muri, or unfortunately for Sour, a dive at the start is not good for Sour. This pattern's not great either. We'll see if Sour can get a kill here with a fireball from the left. He's not going to go for it. Okay, he knows his damage more than I do. Not a bad fight. Still, the dive at the start is annoying for him. It looks like Muri's going to have a better fight here if he can kill, and he does. So I think that's a faster fight for Muri. I could be wrong. As we listen to screams.
We'll see what they do in phase 2 here, actually. We might see some... Oh, Sour going for this round, 2 health. That's pretty ballsy, actually.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of a modified
yeah. Didn't do the full quick kill. Oh, I think he was just gathering soul to heal.
You think he was just getting extra soul? Yeah, maybe, actually. That's smart.
Because it seems... The phase 2 fight is actually fairly scripted, because he takes only 6 nail hits and 2 shade souls to kill. So that's why it's a bit strange for Sour to get extra hits there. It makes me think that he definitely went for those hits just for the heal there.
We'll see Muri do dash slash storage here, so we can see when he dashes here, immediately the slash will come out. I never figured out how to do that very effectively. I actually didn't see on Sour's side if he did the same thing. We're just changing the audio to Sour right now.
Sour actually got it, yeah.
You love to see it.
I don't think this one actually saves much time. The one in Crystal Peaks saves like half a second, I think.
Yeah, the one in Crystal Peaks is more relevant, because you can set it up pretty much for free, whereas this one you have to wait a bit to set it up. Both with a similar exit out of Soul Sanctum so far, no real mistakes. Again, we're going to see Muri's elevator up here in the next room.
Nice curse. Sour actually got hit on the elevator there. That's really unfortunate. You do not want to be you don't really even want to be on 2 HP here because there's a husk guard in the oh nice grub. There's a husk guard in the room here where you farm Geo, who does 2 damage. So you kind of want to be on 3 health. And Sour being on 1.
Yeah, I'm
Please take
scared
this
here.
extremely slow.
Dude, I saw the portrait of the of the husk in the background and thought Sour dashed into it. Like, caught my breath for a second. It looks like Sour's going to survive to this bench, so kind of a scary Sanctum for both of them. They both had to take some heals throughout it. But now we're getting to the even scarier section to try and maintain your health. We're going to have 5 health for a while here. This is the, end of city Crystal Peaks, the Dark Dreamnail, whatever you want to call it. Splits coming up, where we will not have a bench for a long time.
And actually, Muri did manage to save some time over Sour through the whole Soul Sanctum section. They look about 8 seconds between them right now.
Yeah, I think a lot of that actually came from Sour getting hit on the elevator. It seemed like after Soul Master it was 15 plus seconds with Sour in the lead. Either way, they managed their Geo very well. They didn't have to take much time to get any extra Geo. Or, I don't even know if they took any time to get extra Geo, and they're both just over 300.
Yeah, Sour slowed down just a little bit at the bottom of Spire for Geo, but
Yeah.
basically negligible. That's an amazing word.
So yeah, that's cool. I mean, I'm really happy to see it within 10 seconds. I know. I'm not rooting particularly for either of these guys. I'm just probably going to be rooting for whoever's behind, just because I want to see a close race, which is so far what we're getting. Crystal Peak's definitely something that can change that. There's a lot of either intentional or hard to avoid damage in Crystal Peaks. We'll see how well they play Peaks, but it could become a problem with health, especially if Soul Sanctum became a problem with health for these two. Peaks, I would say, generally you get to lower HP than you do at the end of Sanctum.
Yeah, you also have, at least you have options in Peaks to skip damage tanks or go for slower cycles. So we might actually see that from either of these players.
Yeah, the thing about that is I feel like most of those options are at the start of the split. At like this point of the split where Murray's at now. You can see Murray doing Pogax, you love to see it. Instead of going left side and taking potentially intentional damage. Tank, that's a tough setup from Sour, but Sour also gets it with the dash at the end. That guy was really far right.
Like this room right now that Murray is going through, it's a big decider. You can take 2 damage in here. He likes to go for the faster cycle here, damage tanking a bit though. Sour actually makes a bit of a movement mistake there, so waits it out for the slower cycle.
Yeah, I think Sour made a movement. I agree he made a movement mistake. I think before that he actually potentially got God Pixel on the previous crawler, or dashed through right as the laser was ending. One of the two. And as you were mentioning earlier, this is the dash/storage from Murray. And I'm sure we'll see Sour do the same thing right here. Yep. So 4 HP and 5 HP, all things considered, pretty good health coming into Peaks, or coming into the Crystal Heart Room. I expect a damage tank from both of them. We'll see Murray do it. I'm sure on 5 HP Sour will be as well. It just makes this room a little bit faster. There is a damageless cycle, which I'm not sure if these guys know. You probably should know it, but I don't, so it would be hypocritical to say they have to. Either way, they're both going to take the damage cycle.
Yeah, I found that learning it, I couldn't even get it consistently, and then it also messed up my muscle memory for the damage cycle, so I'm just hoping I don't have to do it.
Yeah, that's what I do. Probably more relevant in a race than a PB. In PB, you can kind of just go for the damage cycle, and if you take too much damage and die, you say, oh well, and reset.
Yeah, let's see how crushes go. This is actually kind of a tight cycle that Murray is going for here.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Murray just does a backup and waits it out. Really waits it out in those last 2 crushers. He messed up a bit the fall on the right side, and Sour does kind of what you'd expect, just clipping over that platform at the end. Nice wall cling from Murray, and Sour saves the crush.
Yeah, it's nice at least that when you recognize that you haven't got the fast crusher cycle, you can just Oh my god.
Oh, he's fine, he's fine. He's
I've
fine.
seen that exact same mistake made so many times in Darkroom, dashing off the side of that platform there.
Murray getting a little extra soul here. Sour actually has more than enough soul. Sour can even go for the D-Dark during Dream Nail. But Murray needs that soul for that dive that you just saw right there. Both of them about at the same point on your screens, but Murray 15 seconds ahead on the clock, which actually puts him behind Sour by about the same amount.
Oh wow, Sour actually went for the Crystal Pogo there, while Murray opted to leave it out. I respect both those decisions, but it is gonna help Sour to save even more time here.
I can no longer respect that pogo because I've tried it before and got the pogo and still got hit. So now I'm just saying it's all RNG and not going for it and blaming the game.
I respect that, yeah.
I didn't know you could. Like, you can hit the pogo and the crawler, or the, what is it? Crystal crawled, or shooter, or hunter, that's the name, can still be in your way. Which, as far as I know, is just RNG, which is really annoying to me. So 14 seconds the difference, or about halfway through the run, you can see Murray. Both of them about 25 minutes. Again, these guys have 50xx PBs, so probably like a 51-minute race is about what we're expecting. Dream Nail marking the halfway mark.
Yeah, and if this section looked tough with Soul Sanctum into Crystal Heart into, you know, Dark Room, the next section is actually quite a tough one. They're gonna face Watcher Knights, which is actually, you know, maybe underrated in difficulty in this category, because it's also quite variant. Like you can get very awkward fights to deal with, and the absolute fastest fights, you know, if you play them well, absolutely fine. But if you get bad RNG, recovering it can often lose you your health, and then you know, you end up dying. And then they have to go through the Isma's Gauntlet, and then it's the Morlek Gauntlet and Broken Vessel, and then and then Hornet 2. And then the, you know, the run chills out a bit more there. But like this next section coming up, personally, I fear far more than Soul Sanctum or Crystal Heart.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I guess I would start it after Watcher Knights. I don't really think Watcher Knights are too underrated in this category. I feel like they're kind of a joke, and I don't know how much time you can lose from the patterns, but you know, I'm sure I'll eat my words here in a second.
You can lose like 10 seconds. At least I've managed to.
I'm sure I'd manage to lose 10 seconds too, sir. I'll do my best. Either way, they both get a good first attack. So a very quick first night. The ending at 0 soul. I think Sour goes for 2 Dream Nail here. Sour misses the first Dream Nail and only gets 1 in the second, so this is something that Murray could use to catch up. Fortunately for Sour, they're staying in place as I say that. They start doing some hops. Definitely a slower second phase from Sour. And Murray has the soul here. They can be doing these rolls. He doesn't care too much. A really nice fight from Murray. Sour, not a terrible fight, just that second phase, he missed, I mean, of his 2 Dream Nails, he only got 1 Dream Nail worth of soul, which you're meant to get 3. So probably a little bit of a time loss. It was 14 seconds coming into this fight. We'll see what it is on the Lurian split.
Yeah, unfortunately, Sour tried to go for, it's a little tight in terms of positioning and timing, but you can get both Dream Nails off and still avoid the attack from the guy on the right, so you don't get hit at all. But it's very easy to start the Dream Nails like too far to the left, and then you just like don't hit the guy on the right at all.
Yeah, I didn't know you could avoid getting, well, I guess I kind of figured you could avoid getting hit. I've never managed it. I generally do what Sour does and then just take the damage and call it worth. Either way, 14 to now only a 9-second lead for Sour, so a super close race here. Murray saving about 5 seconds on the Watcher Knights fight. Sorry, Rick says 8 seconds, I believe. You see them getting Geo here. This is the last Geo they really need. That Watcher Knight's chest does give 655 Geo. If you were paying attention, Murray only getting 650 of it. I think Sour will get the same, yeah. They'll both only get 650. That's all they need. They could honestly get by with 600 or even less. We don't need all the Geo. We just get what we need for the end of the run, and there's going to be no more Geo problems. Coming up here, as Zero was mentioning, are the Isma skips, and this is kind of, I don't know, in my opinion, the first part of the scariest part of the run. Does that make any sense? I don't know, something like that. Where we could see some real issues here if these guys don't get it first or second try. So Murray coming up to it first, a nice drop through a pogo, and a really nice first try on the spike tunnel. That is the hardest part of these Isma skips. Sour gonna come up to the same thing right now. Sour getting its second try, so that's fine. Again, only a 9-second lead. That's probably going to cut it close to in half. Missing that spike tunnel can lose you a bit of time. Murray with really nice Isma's portion of the Isma skips, I suppose. First trying everything and coming to Isma's tier at 5 HP. Obviously 4 HP after this Worm hits him. This is intentional. It's early control out of Isma's, as I'm sure you've seen before. Both these guys going for setup, and both of them getting it very nicely. So just second try spike tunnel from Sour, everything else really clean.
It's an interesting choice for them both to go for the setup version, because it's typically considered to be tighter. It is faster though, I guess, if you get it correctly. Also, Sour nice got the little Isma's trail from leaving the room too quickly after picking it up. I love that. It's not really a trick, is it? It's just like
it's a trick.
Easter egg. Yeah.
I'll give it a trick.
I bestow upon you trick.
And Rick's pointing out in chat here, we've gone from 8 seconds down to only a 2-second lead for Sour, so slowly losing this lead after Crystal Peaks. Again, just second try spike tunnel, which is something you're usually perfectly fine with, but when your opponent gets first try everything, you are going to lose a little bit of time there. I think Sour, in terms of setup list, I think Sour just said he didn't, like, he knew setup list? No, sorry. He knew setup, and setup list didn't save much time, so he just didn't bother to learn it. I'm kind of putting words in Sour's mouth there, but that's my understanding. Oh, Murray gets through that cleanly. That is a hard one to avoid damage. Murray's still at 5 HP here, and of course I said something because I immediately cursed it, but 4 HP is perfectly fine. This guy you can also avoid damage if you play it right. It looks like Murray does. So 4 HP coming into the Broken Vessel fight. Sour intentionally takes damage on this guy, which is what you see probably from most runners. And he might also end up with 4 HP in this fight.
That's a really clean Morlocks in general from both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And first try on the jank wall jump there as well. That's nice to see. It gives a lot of people problems, actually.
Yeah, I don't even try it anymore. I hate it so much. Murray getting both his doubles at the start, then immediately a headbang attack through which he can spam D-Dark. Maybe a Shade Soul just kills here from Murray? Looks like a D-Dark kills. So a really nice fight from him. We'll see how Sour does his doubles as well, and the headbang attack. So both similarly very good RNG. Sour will also be spamming D-Dark. He'll have the same decision to make when he ends up with 3 soul here. It looks like the double will be perfect for him, so really fast fights from both guys.
That is a really, really nice Monarch Wing split from both of them, actually.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they both got really good RNG. Like the dumb Mauler didn't hit them. The one that, you know, the one from the ceiling that can occasionally hit you. And they both get really good BV cycles.
It is really, really nice to see them both going into Hornet 2 so close together.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, not nice for them.
No, not at all.
I'd be sweating so hard in this situation, but it's good. It feels good to be comms in this situation.
Yeah, we're watching the race. This is just the race you want to see. Like, this is as much as you can expect from any race. 6 seconds difference going into Hornet 2. Hornet, please no parries. That is a tall ass Crimcolly. 0 parry Hornet 2. Do you believe?
This fight is the perfect cross-section of being very RNG, but also very skill-dependent in how you react to that RNG. So we could see like a 15-second difference just in the fight from these two players, very easily.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the 6 seconds difference that Rix is saying Sour has going into this split means not nothing. It's 6 seconds, right? But, you know, it's anyone's guess who comes out of Hornet 2 ahead. Murray missing an up slash there. Sour not going for the up slash on the Bellfly. Murray with a little bit of a...
He went for it, but missed the attack, unfortunately.
Ah, okay. My bad then. We'll see if Sour actually gets this hit on the Aspid then. No, so Sour misses both hits. Sour coming in with 0 soul and Murray with only 1. Not too much of a worry here, just a little bit of an annoyance for the runners.
Yeah, I wonder if Sour will do the Dream Nail at the start, considering he doesn't have soul. Because the very start of the fight can be very crucial. Just getting to the first stagger as soon as possible.
Yeah, and Murray does it fairly well, even with the parry, which Kali did not want. A couple parries from Murray, gets another double here. Sour's about to start the fight. Murray on a nice cycle here. He hasn't gotten too many doubles, but he's gotten enough. And he's in this parry stage now, or stagger stage now, excuse me. He's doing okay. I'd call Murray's fight okay right here. Oh, Sour can't get to that first stagger. Hornet is making it really hard for him to stagger. A couple parries in the corner, and she just refuses to go down. Even Murray finishing the fight now, and Hornet finally staggering on Sour's side. Gets another double there. The fight's not terrible from Sour. Kind of bad RNG at the start, but another nice stagger after 2 doubles. Ugh, dude. I'm annoyed if I'm Sour right now. This is a frustrating fight. Okay, he's fine on 2 HP here.
Yeah, it didn't seem that bad, but just kind of she moves in very annoying ways. Right when you're trying to go for the double, and she just like jumps around the arena or parries or something. He actually missed 2 Shade Souls there, so it might have been a more even fight if he'd actually nailed those.
Yeah, especially the start of it. It just seemed so hard for Sour to get going that fight, you know? It seemed like Hornet refused to stagger at the start, as far as I saw.
Yeah, that's the exact reason why I love the Soul Gathering strat before the fight so much. Just because, you know, like getting to that first stagger makes such a big difference.
I'm so hype here. These guys both have such good late games. Sour kind of prides himself in his late game more than his early game, which is counter to most runners. And Murray just does so much ILs that his late game has gotten that good. And we are only 2 seconds apart here. Sour's still in the lead. Sour actually hasn't given up the lead since, I believe, Claw? I don't think Murray's been in the lead since Claw. Chat can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's been so close the entire time. Sour got 4 parries. Yeah, part of it is the parries that Sour got. I mean, Murray got a couple parries in the start too. It's also just kind of Hornet's cooperation in general. How much, when she parries, you know, when she does her string whatever attack, where she does that attack, kind of how long it takes her to stagger. There's a lot more than just parries in the Hornet 2 fight, especially with all the doubles you're trying to get, but yeah. Parry's a good indicator of how well the fight went, I suppose.
A lot of these upcoming splits are pure movement. There's Umu one cycle, but pretty much apart from that, it's pure movement to the end until the Hollow Knight, basically.
Yeah.
But it's a really nice show, honestly.
I find some irony in you saying pure movement as Murray slips off a wall because he didn't jump. Sour close to Comsob for this split. I think last I checked in with him, he was like 0.2 seconds off or something. I haven't noticed anything really detrimental in this split. I noticed one issue from Murray where, again, he fell off that wall, so maybe saving a second or so. But it is so hard to save time on top runners in this split. I mean, both these guys are fighting tooth and nail for literally a second or 2 seconds every split now. Yeah, so a 3-second gain from Sour on that split. So a 5-second difference. And yeah, I'm seeing the questions in chat. Sorry for not responding or kind of explaining how the run goes too well. This is just a very a very close race between two very high level runners, and we've had 5 rounds of. Some of us are tired of explaining stuff, to be perfectly honest.
So
go ahead.
Yeah, Umu 1 cycle coming up. It should be consistent for both these players. Knock on wood, but the real problem with Umu is if you get an extra attack, you're really just flying by the seat of your pants, and it can be very difficult to recover from.
Both these guys with a really nice fall through Fog Canyon, by the way. I'm jealous of that fall. I'm used to boomer strats. Look, I reserve sandwich talking for races that are, like, over. This is not a sandwich talking race. Muri starting the 1 cycle here. We try to drag Umu toward the top right. For the first 2 attacks, really, you'll see him slide down just a little bit to get Umu a bit lower. The idea is to get him below that far right platform that you can see. So far, it's going okay for Muri. Muri with 1 fast, 1 slow attack. The fast attack's the one that come out right away. The slow attack follows you. Muri doing a bit of a different strat, taking Umu really far to the right here. I assume he knows what he's doing. Not getting an extra attack is good, and 2 short attacks is even better. So this is really good for Muri. If he cannot do that, that's really unfortunate.
That's so sad.
Yeah, Muri gets caught on the wall, ends up turning around on the platform and shooting the Shade Soul the wrong way. So a really big chance for Sour to take probably the biggest lead we see so far in the race if he can get this 1 cycle.
So there's, a mechanic that if you're touching a wall, then
Sour double.
Oh,
no. Yeah, Sour didn't double either the first
wow.
2 Shade Souls. So both these guys with a 2 cycle, and actually the race remains close.
So if you're touching a wall, then if you dash or you use a spell, I mean, your direction gets changed opposite to the wall when you touch it. So if you think you're really close to a wall, but actually you're touching the wall and you're turned the opposite direction to you think, that's what happened with Muri there.
Speculations of Sour throwing for content. That's also a cool wall cling storage Sour got there. Off of the gate and into the water, and then you can jump at the very end below Monomon's tank.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why Sour's double failed there. I think he might have just gone too soon. If the first Shade Soul hits right when Umu opens up the first time, then sometimes the knockback just isn't enough to set up the second one to double. I think that's what happened.
That would be my guess, yeah.
Yeah, I think if you delay it just a little bit more, then it's consistent. That's what I've found.
Mm-hmm. And those minute timings get harder and harder to do as you get kind of more and more stressed, as you're in tighter and tighter situations. Your muscle memory kind of starts to panic, and you want to do things faster is kind of your initial instinct.
All right, Archives Escape. Archives Escape, come on. This is the most pug part of this race.
Doesn't matter!
Oh, wow.
What the? Sour does a dash at the bottom there. I actually haven't seen that. Does Sour C-dash? Muri didn't C-dash, right? Muri just did diagonal strats. Alright, there you go.
Yeah, I think diagonal is a little faster than the C-dash, actually.
Are you happy? There's like a 0.2 second difference. Are you content?
I mean, that's 0.2 seconds.
Fair enough. Muri actually cheating and doing the double dash. Oh god, Sour getting hit by that. Fortunately, it doesn't matter too much. Health is not really a problem on this split. I should stop talking.
Sour actually does it as well, wow. I thought most people didn't go for that strat because it doesn't save any time and it can be finicky to keep the airwalk there.
Yeah, but it looks cool.
Yeah, that's very true. That's very true.
Airwalks are too fun to drop, exactly. Both these movements look fine. Both of them going up through Fog Canyon had a little bit of trouble. You saw Sour take 3 damage. Murray also took a bit of a damage tank there, and Murray almost sliding down there. But my guess is the split won't be too different in terms of time. Then again, I'm always surprised, and Rix tells me, like, no, one of them saved 5 seconds.
I mean, the thing is that the clock is kind of running out. We're approaching the end of the run, and
oh god.
And these small mistakes on these kind of movement splits is actually gonna be the deciding factor.
Sour, don't you dare go right side.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You'd have to be absolutely crazy to go right side on 1 health. But yeah, this is probably going to be the deciding factor. These like small movement flubs, you know, mistiming it, because we're past Umu now, and they both got even cycles. So
yeah, 2 seconds again, according to Rix. This is the 3rd split where Sour's had a 2-second lead, and then Sour's been gaining like a little bit of time and then losing it back to Murray. Dude, this race is sick.
Yeah, you have to like think like what's my winning strategy? If I'm in this race, how do I earn the win? And the answer is just to just play well for the next 10 minutes.
Oh, thanks, Coach Zero.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to come down. I mean, we've seen so many races come down to like, oh, well, if this person fails Abyss Climb or dies to THK or something, then maybe they can come back. This is like, it's just anyone's race. You know, you miss a fireball in this Wraiths arena, that could be it. That could be the difference. I say as Murray misses a fireball in this Wraiths arena. I'm sorry, Murray, that was on me.
You really have a knack for this.
Look.
I swear your hit rate is like 50%. Anything you say is just gonna immediately curse. Can we actually get the stats on that? How many of Palm's sentences have immediately resulted in players losing time?
Okay, to be fair, at the beginning of this race, I said like it could be really bad if one of them like dies to Hornet or loses a lot of time in peaks, and that didn't happen, right? Just say right.
Yeah, that's like the one thing.
Oh, geez, thanks, yeah. It's a backhanded compliment. I literally set myself up for a compliment and you made it backhanded. He doesn't even care. Alright, maybe we can talk about the race. Aspen Arena coming up. They're going to take an intentional damage tank here. Health also in this split isn't too scary, but for a couple of splits I've said that and ruined people. They've also been kind of struggling. They've been at 1 or 2 HP, more than you'd expect from top runners maybe. Fortunately, Murray's still at 4 HP here. A lot of the potential damage tanking comes in this room or in the next room. Kind of the first Dark Deep Nest room, so we'll see how he gets through that. Sour doing very well with 2 Shade Souls there, and probably the damage tank. Looks good to me. Yep, and he does end up at 11.
Yeah, the long run that Murray just went through can be absolutely evil sometimes. He played it very well though.
Murray with some good inventory drops. I was watching his stream before the race. He streamed about an hour before, and in this room he took 3 damage and died. So hopefully he doesn't do that here. Also, he's at 4 HP, so he can't take 3 damage and die. Maybe that was his strat. Oh, what a nice dash from Murray. He would have hit that spider too, but he timed it perfectly. What a sick cyclone from Sour too. Oh my god, these guys are crazy.
Yeah, they're really showing off as we get closer and closer to the end, I think.
Yeah, we'll see if Sour does the same dash. Sour didn't get the spider in the way, so it didn't really matter. I've never seen a cyclone that tight. Murray misses that wings jump, and like normally that doesn't matter. Even if you're going for PB, that rarely matters. It's just such a little time loss. But there, again, at the end of last split, there were 2 seconds between these 2 runners.
It's actually a bit like counterintuitive that to get maximum height from a wings jump, you have to like delay the wings so far after the apex of the jump.
I did not know that, actually.
Am I crazy?
I doubt it. I'm probably crazy.
Yeah, you're probably crazy.
Jeez, yeah, just agree. Sour with a nice climb too. So chat's saying, Rix is saying in chat, there's 7 seconds difference coming. Sour just gonna double on that guy?
Is that a setup?
I don't know.
That looked so confident for that to not be a setup.
Either way, Rix is saying there were 7 seconds different coming into Deep Nest. It might be even a little more now. Abyss Climb can have some differences. THK can have some differences. I mean, just what... Yeah, it looks like a 10-second difference between the two of them. Like, anything can make up that. Also a sick dash/dive from Muri. You love to see it.
I'm not sure if it even saves time when you take that long to set it up, but I respect it nonetheless.
It's airwalk tech. It's done just because it's swag.
Oh, Sour does it as well. And
yeah.
with a faster setup, let's go.
So yeah, 11 seconds according to Rix at Hera. We only have, what, technically... Okay, we have technically a few more splits. We have Shade Cloak, Wraith, Scream, and THK, but 2 of those splits are like a minute or less.
Yeah, this really comes down to Lighthouse Climb, Abyss Climb, and then THK. Which are all 3 absolutely terrifying. So.
Yeah. To not have to lose more than a couple seconds. 10 seconds is at the point where Sour's not comfy at all. Like, 10 seconds is not a comfortable lead, but Muri is, like, very scared. If you're 10 seconds behind, you're so terrified right now, because you know you just have to play perfect, like, so close to perfect, and just hope your opponent makes some small mistakes. But yeah, THK RNG, just the RNG from THK alone can even amount to those 10 seconds. If Muri gets really good RNG and Sour gets, you know, a bunch of dashes. Abyss Climb from, or sorry, Lighthouse Climb from Muri gets hit once, doesn't matter too much, it's more the time loss. He went around pretty far to the left, and these shades were not in good spots for him. So not the fastest, but on the other side, Sour C-dashes into the tendrils. That'll lose more time than anything that Muri lost on the Lighthouse Climb. So we'll hope for a good Lighthouse Climb here from Sour just to keep the split fairly even. We'll see how far left he wants to go. General consensus is the farther left you go, the riskier you're taking it, but potentially faster. I think that's a faster climb. From Sour, barely clings onto the side of that platform. But again, those tendrils will probably make more than the difference. My guess is Muri saved a little bit of time on Shade Cloak here. Abyss Climb's gotta be terrifying, dude. Abyss Climb, they gotta be shaking. If they're watching the race, they gotta be shaking, right?
Yeah, I actually don't know if they do. I mean, yeah, I feel like they must be, just because I'm like projecting my nervousness of this race onto them. But maybe they aren't.
I mean, I feel like if you know you're this close at this point in the race, it might even be better mentally to just say, okay, I'm just turning off stream and whatever happens, happens. Like, I can't deal with this. No, there's some mental fortitude in this.
I mean, they might both feel like they lost the race when they failed one cycle. That's what we could be seeing.
That's possible for sure. I mean, this has got to be what, like, low 51, right? Is that the pace they're on? Am I crazy?
It's like 3 minutes from this point.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be like, yeah, on the bar, like one or maybe a 50. I don't think so. It would have to be a really good climb and fight, I think.
We can see Muri dash out of that room at 48:10. Just keep that time in mind, because I'm sure Rix isn't timing anymore. Just kidding. I love Rix. Okay, we'll see how Murray's climb goes here. Looks fine at the start. We'll see how risky he wants to take it too, again, with it being this close. Makes that dash. He'd rather hit on the top of that platform, but this is fine. So far, it's looking really clean for Muri. This is the part where you can lose a lot of time. Needs 3 pogos here. He gets all of them. Probably goes right side, I imagine. He does go right side, just misses that. Oh.
Yeah, that's actually quite a tight wings jump there.
Yeah, especially if you're not going to go on top of the platform and only go on the side. Muri probably losing 5+ seconds to an ideal climb, but Sour losing more. Sour definitely losing more with that.
Yeah.
That's painful. And that's probably what Muri needs to make this competitive. Oh no, Sour.
Okay.
Oh, he's going to restart it because the shade's in the way.
I think Muri is ahead now.
I think Murray's ahead, but I don't think it's over at all. It was somewhere in the realm of 10 seconds at Wraiths. Again, Murray didn't have the perfect climb. We'll see how good Sour's climb ends up here, but that loses so much time. He did have to leave and re-enter the room just because that shade was in the way. At that point, he doesn't know what to do here. He's freaking out. That guy isn't where Sour wanted it. He didn't know if he wanted to go over or under. It's such a rough cycle to try and make, especially you've messed up with this climb already. Oh, poor Sour, dude.
Yeah, both of the shadow creepers that you have to go over there are in really awkward spots where if you go fast, you can go one way, but if you slow down a bit, you have to go like the other way over them. So it's like, it's really awkward. And the problem as well for Sour is he's on 3 health now.
Yeah, we'll see if he wants to bench here. It doesn't lose too much time. I want to see what time they enter like the THK fight at. 49.50 it looks like. Rick says Murray's ahead by 5 seconds, so that is something you can come back from.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's healing.
He's not healing here.
I mean,
it's crazy.
It's the right decision if you want to win this race, is the thing. But it's incredibly scary.
We're asking
Muri
for
going into the fight here.
We're gonna get a sync right on the screen.
That's amazing. Okay, that was actually perfect timing.
Dude, I feel like just the momentum coming into this split too. Murray's finally ahead for the first time since Claw, and Sour's beating himself up for that Abyss climb, right? Like, that's gotta mean something. Sour also at 3 HP. Like, I mean, you just do or die here for Sour.
Oh my god. Just look at Murray's geo count for a moment.
You love to see it. Oh, they're so close, dude. Murray's Shriek was at 50-13.
He gets a dash, that's not exactly what you want.
Sour Shriek at 18.
And a parry as well.
Right. Dash for Sour
okay,
as well. Sour missing the Abyss Shriek. Sour missing another. He takes damage, which he really can't afford. He's at 4 HP, decided to heal once at the beginning of the fight. Another dash from Sour, and missing the Shriek. Really bad fight so far from Sour. Murray's doing alright.
Yeah, that wasn't an amazing start for Muri, but it was better than what Sour's getting right now.
Yeah, especially at 2 HP here is Sour. He can do 1 Shade Soul here. He's gonna elect to heal instead. I respect that at only 2 HP. Murray missing some Shrieks here with a dash.
Sour can hope that he maybe skips the Scream.
Yeah, Scream Skip might do it. Scream Skip can make the difference here.
Oh, he's
Murray
gonna be dead.
that.
He's gonna be dead. Oh, but he gets another self-stab. Yeah, okay. I think this is... Oh, what the hell? No, that's so close. Okay.
Murray missed a heal.
So...
Sour
Oh, they both missed!
They both missed a heal!
I think Muri is ahead by like half a second. What the frick? So, Muri was really far ahead on that fight, but then he didn't get Scream Skip, and THK immediately went into a self-stab.
Oh my god!
I'm absolutely dead. There's absolutely no way.
Dude, that's not possible. Holy.
Who do we mark as winner? Oh my word.
I can't believe that, dude. Do you mark them as done? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I did.
You needed to click both done buttons at the same time.
I'm out of breath.
That's dude, what are the odds? That's insane. What the hell?
What?
Hey, Sour.
What? I don't watch the stream. I just saw we tied.
Yeah, you might have tied.
What?
Can we get like a millisecond on that?
Wait.
Okay, the two of you, yeah, you take it away. Describe what that race was. You said you weren't You said you weren't watching, Sour.
Uh-uh.
So how did you feel about that run while you were doing it?
Oh, I hated it. That was a terrible run.
Same.
Dude, I missed like one cycle. I missed like I just
Yeah, me too.
Oh,
And I missed one cycle in the dumbest way possible. I was too close to the platform, so I wall clinged, and it put me in the other direction.
no, I just did mine too late. Too late, I think. Wait, so
Yeah.
wait, how did we tie a
No,
millisecond?
Sour, you actually missed the first double. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, the first double on.
Yeah, it's
Umu.
because I think I was too late on the first
Oh,
fireball.
right.
Yeah, I could be wrong, but that's what I thought it was.
So Somni is telling me it's up to you guys if you want to call it a tie or if you want a rematch.
I think I definitely want to call it a tie, but I don't know about you.
I could call it a tie. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now we have
Yeah,
to
I
see
don't know.
if Smash.gg can do ties. How you couldn't script that?
Yeah, the funniest thing is that I finished, so because of the load difference, I finished way earlier than Sour, so I was watching the stream at the end, and like it was so close. I thought to myself, you know what's a good idea? I'm gonna go to Sour's stream and see what is his time, And when I saw him in the cutscene and I saw the exact same time as me, and I was like, what the fuck? Why is he watching me? And then when I realized, then I came back to the to the chat and say like, you're not ready for this, because like nobody was, not even myself.
Were you both late on the heel after killing THK?
Yeah, I was. I don't know when to do it.
What?
I honestly have no idea. I just do it when the camera moves. So.
No, I do it when I see the orange cloud disappear. I think that's when you should do it.
So what you're telling me is, if I got Scream Skip, I would have won.
I mean, if either of you got literally anything, you would have won.
I dunked twice on Climb. I am ashamed.
Yeah, this climb is
really?
really rough from Sour. Murray, you were behind by about 10 seconds at Wraiths.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You were ahead by about 5 going into the THK Scream. Sour was behind.
Yeah, my run was terrible.
Yeah, mine was bad.
I was super mad.
So if you didn't save the Sanctum grub,
don't say it. I don't care. I would rather lose.
Why?
I'd rather lose with the grub than win by not saving him.
I respect that so much.
I have to save that grub. I thought honestly I was way behind anyways, because like I didn't play good.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like,
I played worse.
If either of you aren't watching, you're probably gonna think that you're losing right now.
Neither of you played
worse.
Yeah,
and I wasn't watching.
Especially after 2 cycle from both of you.
Yeah.
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 But I had a terrible whole night. Like I got insta scream and it still had so much health. I was
something.
And you got self stab right after the final scream as well. That was
not right off the bat, but like it has so much health that I did a first streak. It did an attack and then it did the self stab, but it was like, yeah, I don't think I could have done much better. The beginning was really good, but afterwards the fight was meh. Yeah, I have no words. That was a terrible run.
Yeah, mine was terrible. I golded 2 things. Did you gold anything?
No, I didn't. No, hold on. I was far from golding anything.
Yeah, the
Wings and Hera.
The rundown, if you guys weren't watching.
Yeah, that was actually a really nice wings split.
Yeah. Shout out Spices, gave me advice right before the race.
I got a nice one as well. I think it wasn't goal, but it was like 2 seconds behind goal, maybe a 44 or 45, which is all right in a race setting.
Yeah, you both had like really nice Morlocks, and then the fight went basically perfectly for both of you. You got like instant headbang.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I came in here expecting it to be close. I didn't expect it to be the same.
Yeah. This is you cannot script that. It is given how weird the timer is. Like for instance, I had another timer on the side. I know we already discussed that 0, and you're gonna like dunk on me because I do that instead of just putting my splits over my tournament layout. But I was ahead in that timer. Like it was a 27:07, I think. So yeah, that would have been, you cannot script that even with all the jank there is in the timer. So yeah,
And at the start of the
and
tournament,
with the draw.
we had full seconds, didn't we?
Yeah, we changed it to hundredths so we wouldn't get
Yeah.
ties.
So yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Worked out.
Hey, it's always great to blow away expectation, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean,
Dude.
Oh,
The
actually, so
overall level wasn't probably like as we weren't as high as we could have been, but I think we were on the same level, so it was probably really enjoyable to watch.
yeah, definitely. Like the closeness made that absolutely amazing all the way to the end. Actually,
Yes.
so I wanted to ask you something just quickly about your devout kill. You went for like a double hit Shade Soul. Is that consistent?
No, it's RNG if you get it or not. But I've gotten it more times than not. So the worst,
Which
if
kill?
worst comes, the first time you kill a devout in
Oh, okay.
I
And what did you
fireball.
use?
I use fireball immediately from the hole, and then
Ah,
if
okay,
I hear,
yeah.
if I hear a double hit, I fireball again. Worst comes to worst, you miss. You can always get the shockwave of the dive, so it's just 2 nail hits if he backs up. But normally you can get him with your dive, if it doesn't double. Or you could save time by getting lucky.
Yeah, if I went for that strat, I would have lost because the devout backdashed in my run. So if I had did the fireball first and then tried to go for the dive and it had backdashed, I would have been fucked basically.
Yeah. Well, GG's. I don't think we should call a winner. This was beautiful. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. We can pin it on the tournament organizers.
of
That
course.
sounds good.
I think you're both qualifying. Anyway.
It was
Yeah, I mean,
planned.
with a draw, definitely.
Yeah,
it
I
was,
didn't
it was
think-
scripted.
I think it was we were gonna play for seed anyways. I thought we were both in, kind of no matter what. 'cause
Yeah.
we did get some tough opponents, but you know,
Mm,
fighting
I
for
guess
seed is always cool.
In the end, like the seeding will be based on the tiebreaker, I would guess.
Yeah.
Like a strength of schedule. I guess it's a way to say who won this one in a way. So I mean, I'm fine with it. That means I'm qualifying anyway.
I mean, you guys
Without,
won't
like-
necessarily be seated next to each other because you'll be the only people with 3.5 wins.
Yeah, it is true.
Hey, I'll take it. You know, like what? You know, instead of just giving one person a win, we share it. You know, sharing is
share.
caring. Right?
Yeah.
I think I'm actually willing to watch this one back. So
I don't know. I feel like with a tie, watching it back is like every like small thing you do, you're like, oh no.
it doesn't bother
Yeah,
me.
definitely.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm fine with
I
it.
remember all my like small gems missed and all that, and I'm like, why?
Yeah. There was
At least
a
I
lot
got a cleanest mess.
I dunked once. This is what I get for trying some new things. I try like leaving Sanctum. I try an extra like a dash slash I don't normally do, and then like stuff like that. But yeah, not happy with the run, but I'm happy with the turnout. So,
Exactly. I wouldn't have been able to phrase it better, I think.
yeah.
Yeah, that was incredibly fun to watch. So thank you both.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you for
Yeah.
commentating.
It was
Thanks for
an
the chat.
insane com.
Well, I hope to see you in the bracket, Muri. Hope we both make it pretty far.
Yeah.
So we can
Yeah,
tie
well,
it
probably
in.
it's cool because like we will not be paired with the best because we won't have like 3-2, but still we are gonna like face tough
you
opponents
might-
probably.
You might be seated 8th and 9th and play each other round 1. That's possible.
And there's our rematch, anyways.
Yeah,
Then
so
it
that will
won't
be
matter
perfect.
who's
And
on the
then
team, yeah.
we're gonna like tie again and
Yeah.
we're gonna be legends.
Yeah, we
We're
can't.
gonna be.
Neither of us
You're
can
already
win, so-
legends.
uh,
All right. Well, GG guys. Thanks for the race.
GG's.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Bye.